Where do I do that?
No, I was talking to Dan.
Oh, no.
Like you're having an earthquake over there.
Good. Bad.
Music?
I'm the guy with the gun.
Hello, folks. Happy New Year, as Eddie Murphy would say. Well, we'll just let Eddie Murphy do that. I used to be able to do that pretty well, but my New Year's resolution is not to copy Eddie Murphy saying Happy New Year any longer. So right off the bat, I've already accomplished one of my New Year's resolutions. That's a wonderful thing. Happy New Year there, folks. Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. I have a very special guest with me today. We're going to talk about all things local. My last show, I got to talk about a great hunting trip I did, was allowed to do up in Alaska, and just was absolutely blessed. Well, this time we want to talk about local as in our local hunting area, D-14. And I have a local expert here, George Willoughby. Now, what involves being an expert? Well, if you have a Facebook page, you're an expert. So here he is. This is George Willoughby. George, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Thanks for joining me. Happy New Year. Hey, folks, as you know, an army runs on its stomach, and this show runs off of our sponsors. And we are very, very blessed to have them supporting us. So if you would take some time this year or this month or this week or Monday to get a hold of them and look at them if you're going to do some business. You know, we have Big Ed Hoffman at Planet Lending. If you're looking at refinancing anything, please give him a call. CCW Safe. You need to have this. I don't know how many times we've talked about the coverages you need if you ever have to defend your life. First, you fight for your life, then you fight for your freedom. And if you don't believe me, ask Kyle Rittenhouse. If you have to use your firearm in self-defense, you're going to have a legal battle, especially here in Southern California, defending your life. CCW Safe is the best way to go for that, in my humble opinion. Proof Research Barrels, we still have some discount cards I'll be giving away for 30% off on those coming up here. And Cutting Edge Bullets. If you hunt in Southern California, in California, period, you have to be non-lead. And in my not so humble opinion in this matter, Cutting Edge Bullets are absolutely hands down the best accuracy, terminal performance, high BC, non-lead hunting bullet I've ever seen. And we've got a lot of animals on the wall that were taken by them with one shot, which is just an amazing bullet. So we want to thank our special sponsors for that. Obviously, Bullseye Sports, Guns and Ammo, they're always out here to help us. And if you're looking for firearms training, ask Defensive Firearms in Redlands. Give Sean a call there. So anyway, let me go back here to my special guest, George Willoughby. George, Happy New Year, man. How's it going today?
Going good. Just trying to get through this storm and, try to stay dry here. And, we work outside a lot, but we're getting through it. The mountains look beautiful. And
they definitely need the moisture because it was drier than heck last year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to help out all of our critters up here.
Now, you hunt locally. So I started off the show talking about D-14. So can you explain to somebody what I mean by D-14?
Yes, D-14 is our local deer hunting zone, and it ranges from the 15 freeway east to the Morongo Basin, and from like the foothills of Highland all the way over to the other side into the high desert. All those mountains in there, that's D-14. So all of Big Bear, Running Springs, Lake Arrowhead, all around Silverwood Lake. That's all our zone right here. It's our local zone.
So there's 4 different zones here in Southern California. D11 starts on the 215 there and goes west, basically in that area. I think it's a little bit farther over, but
14, yeah.
Yeah. So D11 is the Angeles Forest, basically. Then if you go south of us in the San Jacinto, Idlewild area, you've got D15. That's 19, D19. D19 is the San Jacinto, Idlewild area. And then over on the Cleveland National Forest, the hills around Corona, south through Orange County, that's D15. So in Southern California, you have 4 different zones to hunt. And you do so by, number 1, getting your hunter safety card. Number 2, getting your hunter safety card, getting your license. And then you have to apply for tags. So you want to tell them a little bit about that process, George?
Well, You have to, because it's a premium zone now. They've made
Yeah, D-14 with an 11% success rate is a premium zone in California. Go figure.
Yep. No, man. You up until the year before last, you could go over the counter and buy 2 tags if you wanted to for D-14. Now you have to apply for it, and then you have to be drawn. And I know a lot of people that didn't get drawn this year. I think most people got drawn last year, but yeah, that stinks. I don't think I will probably get drawn next year because I was successful this year.
Successful getting your tag?
Successful getting my deer. I got my deer opening day. So
yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with your actually getting a tag the following year. It has to do with preference points and how many people are applying for first or second choice.
Oh, good. Well, maybe I will get drawn again next year. I sure hope so. I mean, This is it's my backyard right here. Right.
So the way this works, folks, is during the springtime. Now, California, of course, is right on top of things. So we do things last. I believe June 5th is the date, or it'll be the first week of June. So don't quote me on the exact date, but just consider June 1st. By June 1st, you have to have your applications in. And I think they're all digital now, where you have to go online and do these to apply. So you go online, you have to get your sportsman's ID, which means you need to use your California hunter's education card, or whatever hunter education card has to be in the system to allow you to buy a tag. You buy your license, then you apply for a tag. You don't know what your tag's going to get. There are some that are issued, like D11, they'll give you 2 of those all day long. D19, D15, those are not premium tags. A premium tag means they had allotted so many tags, but more than that, people applied in the prior year for the first year. So if it sells out during the drawing, they consider it a premium tag. And if you want to hunt that area, you should make it your first choice. You know, there's no guarantee you're going to get it, but I think if you made D-14 your first choice, well, that's the highest odds you're going to get. Now, let's just say that George Willoughby here wants to hunt D-14 next year. He applies for it first choice. He does not get it. He gets a D11 tag and he's like, ugh. But anyway, he gets a D11 tag. And what happens now? Well, because he was unsuccessful last year, George gets a preference point, which increases his odds the following year of getting a D-14 tag. So it's important, if you want to hunt in California, that you apply during the drawing. Now, if George missed the D-14, or if he missed the drawing deadline and just went and bought a D11 tag later, which he could do, he wouldn't have a preference point for the next year. So it's important to get your drawing in. So if you don't get what you want, you get a preference point, so you have a better chance of getting what you want next year. Now, I believe we have had preference points for 18 years now. Does that sound about right? Yeah. So I have not had my first choice since they started doing preference points drawings. Yeah, I am 0 for 18. I have the max amount of points and I can't get drawn for the good hunts that I want. It's absolutely maddening. So yeah, you collect preference points till you die, apparently, in California. They're just, yeah, I've had 0 for 18, I think is the number. Maybe it's 17, but it's 0 for as ever many as possible in California. And same thing on the bighorn sheep. I think, Newsom, do something, man. I know I hate you and I think you should be gone, but on your way out the door, drop me off a bighorn sheep tag and a G39 tag. And maybe I won't talk so much smack about you. I still will, actually, because he deserves it, but I want those tags. So I have to work that out in my mind somehow. Anyway, so that's what's involved in getting the tags. Do you hunt any other zones, George?
I will get a D11 tag once in a while. I've gotten them before, but I have not been successful in D11. It's just I just don't know that zone like I know D14 zone.
Well, the D11 doesn't have as many access points. Like in D14, let's call it the San Bernardino Mountains. In the San Bernardino Mountains, we have a lot of roads where you can drive off and stop and go down different ridges. In D11, they've really restricted a lot of your movement in there. So there's a lot of areas you can't hunt with rifle. And then there's a giant part of the middle is all wilderness. So there aren't any roads access there. And then because the Forest Service likes to get stinky, they cut down Rincon Red Box Road. They close it the day before opening season. which is the main thoroughfare. It's like 1N09 in our D-14 mountains. Rincon Red Box runs from Azusa to Pasadena across those foothills. Lots of animals in there, but they like to lock it and they say, "Oh, sorry, fire danger."
Before too.
Sorry,
At one, done that to 1N09 before in the past. Locked it before opening day.
Yeah, they do it then. If you're a homeless guy, you can go in there camping anytime you want. But if you're a hunter, then no, we have to obey the laws and lock you out of that. So that's just dealing with our Forest Service and our Park Service. And unfortunately, they're not going to get any better. They have ideologies that they like to push. There's some good people in there, but the people running it are not hunter friendly for the most part. Folks, this is Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. I'm going to join George Willoughby here January 22nd. We're going to talk about a special event that he's doing. Find out more on his Facebook page, D-14. We'll be right back after this.
D-14 zone.
D-14 zone. They pull in D-14, they're going to find it, right?
Yeah, they will.
All right. I will make that correction. How do you spell 14?
1-4. How many listeners do you typically get on this?
3. I don't know. The station doesn't do the 3's a smart ass thing. I run into people all the time that hear the show, so I don't know. They don't do the ratings on the weekend shows.
Right. Well, when we post this,
they don't do ratings on Monday through Friday either.
That's true. See that? Salem's, they're kind of cheap on this.
It costs like $100,000 a year, and they don't think they could make that much in advertising if they bought the book.
Do I have a minute to go grab a drink?
Sure.
Okay. Dude, just walking out to my truck real quick.
We'll just do some interlude music there.
I finally found this. Here you go.
He's going outside.
Yep.
You're not going to like a spring down the canyon or something, right? To get the drink.
No.
Happy New Year!
Oh, he found it. There he is.
In this country, we say Happy New Year. Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks. I am Nanja Ibuko, exchange student from Cameroon.
Someplace.
I don't know why that cracks me up so much, but I just love it.
Happy New Year!
There you go.
It's beef jerky time.
You crazy guys.
I have beef. Where's the beef jerky quote? That's this one. I don't know what this is. Is that the same thing?
Well, it's later in that scene when they're on the
Happy New
train.
Year!
Oh, yeah. This is the full length
Happy
version.
In this country, we say Happy New Year.
That's funny. Do you want that?
All right, we good there, George?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Are you ready for part 2?
Send it.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my boomstick.
Hey, folks, welcome back to Boomstick Radio. This is Philip Naiman. Hope you're having a great Merry New Year out here. As you know, there is no better way to start off the new year than to buy yourself a firearm to compensate for the lack of them you were able to get last year. I know guys were always compensating. Well, let's compensate by buying more firearms because they limited us to 1 a month last year. So I think we should start off this year right now in January with the Gun of the Month Club. Head on down to Bullseye Sports Guns and Ammo in Riverside in between Brockton and Arlington and Central, all in that little mess of the Riverside Mall there, which I always screw up his address. But his phone number is 951-823-0211, bullseyesport.com. Head on down there to see Vince. Join the Gun of the Month Club, because if California is going to restrict us to 1 firearm per month, let's consider that a challenge. Let's step it up. Everybody buy 1 gun a month, 2 if they're on consignment. And those, your mileage may vary on that. But check that out, bullseyesports.com. Say hello to Vince. Thank him for his sponsorship, and check that out. Folks, joining me back here, I have George Willoughby. George Willoughby is the page administrator, creator for the D-14 zone on Facebook, which is a very popular page out here. A lot of guys are looking at it and asking questions about new hunters and where to go and this and that. And George has agreed to come on this show and give all of his favorite spots up right here on the air. Go ahead, George.
Oh, yeah. All my favorite spots will be revealed on January 22nd, Saturday, at the 109 turnout for Manzanita Flats off of the 330. So,
okay, let's tell what off of Highway 330. So take the 215 or take the 210 all the way up there to the Highland area, just north of San Bernardino. You're going to go up about 6 miles.
About 6 miles, yeah.
About 6 miles, you have 1 or 2 big hairpin turns, and all of a sudden you'll see it comes up pretty quick. You'll be climbing a long grade. You'll be making a left-hand turn, and on your right is the big turnout for 109 Manzanita Flats area. And these guys are going to be joining us up there. What are you doing up there, by the way?
We will be up there.
Donuts? Are there any donuts?
I don't know. Last time I gave out D-14 decals to everybody. That was pretty cool. But we're cleaning up all the garbage that's up there. There is everything up there. We took a boat out of there the first time we went up there, and
that was from the Manzanita Flat Navy. You know, they were actually looking for that back.
Yes, and
a boat.
There was a boat up there, and we drug that out of there. We took almost 2 tons of trash out of there the first time. We are picking up shotgun shells and just everything. There's microwaves, fire extinguishers. The last time we were there, we got like 18 fire extinguishers.
18 fire extinguishers.
Yeah, that people had shot up there. So it's definitely not hunters up there leaving all this stuff. It's target shooters, people going up there to target shoot that are just leaving a lot of garbage behind. And it just really gets really ugly up there. And I don't like it. I don't like driving through there and seeing that, you know, this is our mountains, you know, and
it would seem that if, you know, so what happens, and it's happened to Pigeon Ridge, which is an area I used to go shooting at. It happens to all these other areas. We have Sunset out here. These things get shut down because the Forest Service, rightly so in this case, looks around and says, what a bunch of pigs. If they're going to continue to do this, we have to stop them. So we'll just say no shooting here because it's a lot easier to say no than for them to actually go in and clean stuff up. And frankly, they shouldn't have to clean stuff up. I think George just popped off Sorry. He's back and forth here. They shouldn't have to clean it up, guys. We should always pick up our own stuff. And maybe what would be nice, since if they had, say, rewards for people who are up there littering, if you set some trail cameras up there to catch people's license plates when they're driving in with a sofa, and then that sofa ends up in bay number 14, you can say, look, that car, that license plate, that sofa in the back, there's the sofa. Go find those people and take that money and use it for more trash removal stuff, something like that. They have to be able to put some teeth in this because we have idiots. These are not hunters. These are not Second Amendment advocates. These are idiots up there shooting microwaves, televisions. You know, Lytle Creek got shut down for the same reason, just morons. You know, firearms are a dangerous thing. You have to watch your line of fire. You have to control what you're doing. And when you have just a bunch of, for lack of a better term, idiots up there that are causing these problems, I think that we should step up enforcement. And if they had Forest Service has armed people. If they drive around and say, look, you know, nice shot. The guys are out here enjoying your Second Amendment rights. That's great. Hey, what's your name? Is your ID? Hey, okay, so you're going to pick all this stuff up before you go, right? That's all it would take, you know, because otherwise I'm going to hunt you down and give you a citation for thousands of dollars. But they need to have some teeth in that. And I know the people who listen to this show, who care about hunting, who care about the Second Amendment, they're not those guys. They're not leaving the crud out there. You know, you bring your targets, you take your targets back, you know, shotgun shells, you're leaving. It's ridiculous. Just pick your stuff up.
Yeah.
Like your mom said, right?
Yeah. All the random stuff that's out there is just unbelievable, you know.
Toilets.
I think the problem with them not being able to get out there and patrol that is they just don't have the resource to do that. I think that there's 2 wardens that patrol D-14 zone at any given time. So for
Well, that's a
them to,
game warden. Game warden is different. The game warden is not that. I mean, they could cite when they see that, but that's not the game warden's job. Game warden's job is to be protecting against poaching.
true, but I see the game warden up there, I think probably more than I see the Forest Service guys when I'm hunting, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think they have enough people to get up there and, you know, catch, you know, because you'd have to go through there every day.
No, what you have to do is you'd have to say, you just have to be at the gate and check people in and say, hey, how you doing? All right, what you guys got? All right.
What do you at TV, right?
Yeah, nice TV. I hope to see it on its way out here because yeah, exactly. And just, you know, it has to be enforced because unfortunately people are crazy.
Well, I think that they should not even, if somebody rolled up there with a TV, they shouldn't even be allowed to shoot that TV because there's no way you're going to.
They can pick up all the glass and plastic.
It should be paper targets only.
Yeah.
Paper targets.
You know, we all like to shoot steel, right? It's nice. You can set it out there. You can ring the bell, bing, 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 bing. It's a lot of fun. I know of 2 people who have been shooting steel that have caused fires. So yeah, exactly. So I would recommend if you're going to go out and shoot in that kind of an environment, you need to shoot paper targets. Steel can cause some issues. And, you know, I've talked to people, if you've ever shot steel, especially with a high powered rifle, you know, and it's hitting at such force that you've got a splatter factor that goes 90 or 180 degrees both directions, and it goes for like 30, 40 yards. You really can have a lot of displacement on that side. And so you might think, hey, look, here's my target, 5 feet this way, 5 feet that way. No, you're throwing things much farther than you realize. And so it's, you know, maybe right now, hey, you can shoot steel all you want up there, but come, you know, April out here, when things start getting a little tindery, I would absolutely not shoot steel in the middle of nowhere like that. You could end up with a terrible fire, and you don't want to hurt anybody, and you definitely don't want to go bankrupt, which is what would happen if you did do that. So make sure if you're going to go out there, paper targets are the way to go. And even paper targets leave little pieces of paper after you shoot them. You know, it's probably the least offensive way because it'll decompose.
Yeah.
Go ahead, George.
No, I'm just agreeing with you on the paper, you know, just, you know, I would rather pick up, you know, paper targets than car doors and, you know, big 55-gallon drums, or I'll just throw random stuff up there, you know, kids' toys that they shoot and bowling pins and just everything. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and bowling pins are actually a pretty good target, but take them out with you.
Right.
You broke up again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not everybody takes them with them, you know. I've seen just so much stuff up there, vehicles, and it's amazing.
So January 22nd, we're looking for a good crew to show up out here. Unfortunately, I'll be in Prescott. I won't be able to help you guys on that. But January 22nd, go out there to 1N09 turnoff off of Highway 330 in the San Bernardino National Forest. Let's show the Forest Service that we actually care and going to do something about this. I am donating 3 cowboy fast draws with the deputies. Went out and shot with these guys last night. Absolutely a ton of fun. If you've never shot cowboy fast draw, you're going to want to do this. So I'm donating 3 gift certificates for lessons and 50 rounds at the Cowboy Fast Draw in Rancho Cucamonga. We're going to take our break right here. We'll come back, tell you more about that and how to get involved after this.
Fun.
Yeah, it is an absolute blast.
Okay. I'm going to text my wife real quick. I'm not leaving. Just give me a second here.
We good, Dan?
Well, never.
Yeah, it seems to be when the weather acts up, the internet's so much slower.
Yeah, I think that this IT stuff, I know the front gate to the radio station, when it rains, it won't close. It's connected through the computer and all that stuff. But when it's dry, it works fine. So there's all sorts of weird stuff that happens.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Number 3. Here we go.
Spartans, lay down your weapons. Come and get them.
Hey folks, Moulin Labe 2022. How's that sound? Moulin Labe 2022. Folks, Philip Naiman Firing Line Radio Show. Get our podcasts at firinglineradio.com, or you can go to our YouTube channel, or you can go to gab.com/Firing Line Radio, or you can see this episode on Facebook on the D-14 Zone page, hosted by George Willoughby. George is our special guest here. He is the D-14 guru. Is that what I heard? That's what your tattoo says, D-14 guru?
No, it says special. Yeah.
D-14 specialist. So folks, D-14 is our local hunting zone, and it's a zone that can be very, very productive. I've seen some beautiful animals harvested out of it. Here, I do want to touch on one thing on this. We have a lot of people who hunt D-14 that are brand new hunters. I understand they get excited when they see their first animal, which is a very small spike fork, and so as a first-time hunter, if they take something like that, I get it. I believe if you are somebody who hunts this zone regularly and wants to see better animals, you need to take your own personal pledge that you're not going to do that. You have to look, if the animal still has milk on his lips, I'm just saying, let him go by. You have to let the young guys go. If you want to see big 3s, big 4s, you cannot take out the young yearling forked horns. All right. It's legal. I hear people say, hey, I'm filling up my freezer. I'm sorry, but you're not going to get more than 35 pounds of cut and wrap meat off of an animal like that. And if your freezer only holds 35 pounds, you need a bigger freezer. It's important for the herds, for the animals, that they have a good crop of youngins going up. And if everybody on your D-14 page who's taken a deer already, all right, who's taken a deer already, said, hey, I'm not going to shoot a forked horn under, let's just say for this area, 17, 18 inches. Okay. You have an 18-inch forked horn, that's a different animal, whole different animal. You have a 12-inch forked horn, that's a baby, and again, it's a personal thing. I've been blessed. I've been able to hunt a lot of different places, but you have to walk by the little guys. It's an important thing. They have to make it through their second year. And if you're hunting for meat, then you need to really let them go the second year, because there just isn't a lot of edible meat on a yearling buck. Yeah, I'm sorry, there just isn't. They don't weigh more than 90 pounds. So that's my personal thing. Now, I will probably start a S storm on your page with that, but I think it's important, especially guys who hunt year in, year out. I go to the same place, get the same forked horn every time. It's like, well, don't
expand. Yeah, get out, go a little deeper. Go a little deeper into the woods. If you're looking for a trophy, you've got to work harder for a trophy. Just like any athlete, if you want to be number one, you have to work harder for it. And it's the same thing with hunting. Some people, there's a lot of senior citizens that hunt our zone. There's some old guys up there that hunt, and I don't have a problem with somebody taking a forked horn. I really don't, because
it depends on your situation, but the vast majority of the guys should not be doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
D-14 used to have great animals. I'm talking about in the mid 80s. It was a whole, I'm older than you. It was a nice zone. There was a lot of nice big animals, but if you whack everything that's 9 months old.
Right. Yeah, we can't do that. I understand. But there are big ones out there. If you follow the page, you'll see
some beautiful animals.
So many beautiful bucks up there, some people can't get out there to get those though. So there are exceptions.
I don't have a
Smaller
problem with that. I'm just saying the guys who go on year in, year out, same ridge and shoot the little guy. It's like, oh, come on. No.
Yeah.
Please,
It's
no.
it's the hunting guys, park the vehicle, lock it up, take a hike, man. Go up that ridge, explore a little bit more. You're going to see those bigger buck tracks. You'll find those bigger bucks out there, but it's just, we just have to put in time to get up there.
Yeah. If you want to have good animals, you have to let the little guys go. And I'm not talking about, maybe you get a 0 on your tag. I mean, if you're saying, well, I need the meat, it's like, okay, it's 35 pounds of meat. The price of your tag, you could buy 35 pounds of hamburger. So it's not like you're starving if you're hunting on this, right? So we don't have to hunt in our current situation. We don't have to. We get to hunt. And I feel as a hunter, again, I might start another S-storm on your page, but let's do it. As a hunter, it's our responsibility to care for the herd of animals, right? We're conservationists. And in doing so, we need to take the best animals we can. We need to realize when we shouldn't shoot. And there are cases when it just happens. It's fine. But to go out there with your goal every single year, after the 10th year you've been hunting this area, the first thing with horns is yours, step it up. Let them pass, let them grow, because your 10-inch spike fork, which is almost a majority of what's taken, your yearlings the next year are 16, 18 inches, and then the next year in the 20s. So if we can let them go 2-3 years by not shooting the little guys, number one, you can see a lot more animals. Number two, they're going to be bigger and healthier. And, it's an important thing, I feel, and it's not a rule, it's not a law, but I think as a hunter, you want to say, okay, I need to take the best animal I can by putting in the effort, by doing my workout so I can climb those mountains. Again, seniors, like I've got fake knees. Senior citizens, I understand. Guys can't do things, I understand. Guys who are lazy, I don't understand. Right? There's a big difference there. You're a first-time hunter, you're on your own, you're over the ridge, you see, hey, great, have at it. That's okay. There's a learning curve that goes into hunting. And if you're a first-time hunter, maybe the only thing you're seeing are small animals because you don't really know where to go yet or what to do.
I think
learning
that's the
curve.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I think that's the case. A lot of the time people just, they see something with antlers and they're going to just shoot it,
Yeah, I think so. But the D-14, the genetics for D-14 are really good animals. And if you can let them go a couple, 3 years, you'd be amazed at what that area will produce. They have better genetics in D-14 than they do in D-11. D-11 is like 90% all fork and horns now, but that's just the way the breaks have come on that. But D-14 can grow some amazing animals, but we just have to have, as hunters, we have to say, okay, here's what we're going to do. And maybe take it out on the coyotes. Okay.
There you go.
Shoot 5 coyotes instead of shooting that forked horn. Shoot 5 coyotes, and next year you'll have twice as many deer. That's my idea. Shoot 6 if you can.
Yep, or bear tag.
Bear tags, yeah. We have a lot of bears up here. You can't hunt them with and bears are mean on fawns. They just tear them up. So yeah, bears, absolutely. All predators.
I've seen in any other year, and I think it's because they stopped using to hunt them with. So it makes
So in California, so D-14, okay, D-14 is a great area to hunt for bears. There are tons of bears. Actually, the bear factory just burned. It was right here behind me, Ukaipa Ridge, behind Oak Glen. It was a bear factory. There was more bears up there than you knew what to do with. Now it's all burned. I haven't seen anything this last year, but it'll come back. And bears are major predators. They will destroy fawns like crazy. There are bears everywhere. And the meat's good. The hides are beautiful. They're a great trophy. When you are hunting bear, and then D-14 isn't anywhere in California, I think the season just closed, but
yep.
When you are hunting bear, you have to take out all the meat. That's something that California makes you do that other places don't. So you can't just take the hide. You have to take out all the meat. I have friends who've had to go hike back in and take the rib cage out to satisfy wardens. So yeah, so it's an important thing that you realize what your rules are. In Alaska, you don't have to take the meat out, and it's different because the bears in Alaska they eat a lot of carrion. They eat dead stuff all the time, so they're very parasitic. You don't want to eat grizzly bear flesh. Yeah, all they do is eat rotten stuff all day long. So I think you take on their character too. You just be meaner and nastier all day long if you eat grizzly bear. It's probably a little dry and tough. But anyway, so black bear is different. Black bear is really a good meat, and you have to take it out anyway. So it's good. It's good meat, and the hides are nice, and you're helping the deer herd survive by hunting coyotes, by hunting bears, any predators. It's a good idea. Well, I guess you can't touch any of the cats up there. You can't even touch bobcats anymore. So, yeah, but coyotes and bears are still on your hunting list. Have you been able to do any predator hunting up there?
I have not done any predator hunting up there.
Okay, well, now you need to get out, especially those hills right behind your house. They are loaded with coyotes. Folks, Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. We'll be right back after this. Get our podcast at YouTube or gab.com/Firing Line Radio. We'll be right back.
Sweet.
Seriously, those hills right behind you.
Tons of quail up here. I've seen bears up here.
That canyon. So if you get on 330, there's two ways to get up there. You can go up through those homes in Highland by the water tank and hike up that way, and then make a left up that ridge to the big flat top mountain. That's a hell of a mountain to hunt. Or you can go on the 330 side. If you can cross that creek and go straight up that ridge line, down low before the bridge.
Yeah.
You know, if you get up on there, there's lots of deer up there.
Big time hot spot. From my job site here.
Wait. Hey, by the way, we're recording this, so don't say anything more.
No, I won't. But from
anybody wants to hike those hills, they're welcome to them. They are like 60-degree angles.
Got to get all the homeless encampments and all that stuff, but it's definitely a hot spot for deer. I've seen them, during the day.
Should you be able to get a permit to hunt the homeless?
Wow, that was not me.
Just saying. Was
not me. I did not say that. That's the
I didn't
pacifist.
say it either.
That's the pacifist engineer that said that crap. That was not me. I don't think you should have a permit. No, just kidding.
You're worse than me.
I did not say that. Oh boy. All right. Cleanup on aisle 1N09.
Right.
All right. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Yes. Great hunter. Yes. Fine figure of a man. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That is all you need to know for now.
Hey folks, Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. Get our podcast on our YouTube channel. Watch the video here. You can see big George Willoughby. And on our YouTube page, on our gab.com/Firing Line Radio, we're promoting those areas because Facebook, Fascist Book is, they've throttled our page for years, and that's just the way it is. So we're dealing with that. But if you are on Fascist Book, go to D-14 Zone, and that's where you're going to find all this great information. And on January 22nd, 8 a.m. on 1N09 turnout, you're going to meet George Willoughby and the crew and help them clean this place up because it does need it. And we're donating. The Upland Cowboys are donating. Where's it at here? Cowboy Fast Draw. We're going to have 3 lessons. They're worth $50 a piece. I just did it last night. It's a lot of fun. You go there, you rent. Well, they loan you, I should say. They loan you their 45 Vaqueros that are tuned up. I brought my stock 45 Vaquero in there. I wanted to throw it in the trash can. Use their guns. They're beautiful. Beautifully done. They're leather, they're holsters, they've all different sizes. And the way this works is you load it, they give you a lesson. So they show you how it works. You've got a timing light. The cowboys, shooter's ready, set, light goes on. You draw and fire a wax bullet, which is only propelled by a 209 primer, shotgun primer. Goes about 400 feet a second. If it hits the target, it stops the clock. And we're talking down to hundreds thousandths of a second, right? Thousandths of a second for winners. And it's a ton of fun, and it's super, super safe. Great group of people. Cowboy Fast Draw. Find out more at the deputies in Upland, or actually Rancho Cucamonga, the deputies. And anyway, so we're going to give out some lessons for that. I'll give them over to George. He can hand them out to whoever shows up, whatever he decides on January 22nd. He's going to be in charge of handing those out to you guys. So that's going to be a great day. And, we need to thank people who are involved here, who are spending their days and their time cleaning this up so the rest of us can go out and enjoy shooting, right?
Yes. Yep. We all deserve to go up there and have, beautiful looking mountains and not big trash piles and just junk everywhere. So
let's talk about Bob and Betty Subaru, okay, who are driving up the mountain and they see this 1N09 turnoff and it's like, oh, my Subaru is all-wheel drive. Let's go down here. And these are people from Downey, okay? So they start driving down 1N09 and like, oh, look at these canyons, look at these hills. We're in the wilderness. And they turn around a corner and they see a pile of crap in a turnout with a bunch of shotgun shells laying there. Now, when public shooting comes up for anything on the news, or any public shooting on the news, but I mean, in the legislature about opening ranges or so forth, what do you think is going to be their number one thing they're going to vote on? That you've destroyed their wilderness by bringing television sets and toilets and boats, right?
Yeah. All that stuff that's drug up there and left behind, it makes us all look bad.
Exactly.
Hunters. So that's another big motivating factor why I do this, because I take pride in my mountains and I don't want anybody to think that I'm leaving stuff up there. I'm not that guy. So, and I think a lot of people feel the same way about that. So I just got tired of it one day and I had this page and
you did something. You did something. That's what it takes.
Yep. I did something and it felt good that so many people showed up to help me, and it was nice. So we're hoping to have another big roll-off dumpster that's going to be brought up there. Burtech Industries was kind enough to leave that for us at no charge. I didn't have to pay anything for that. I didn't have to pay any dump fees this time. And it was nice. I take my big dump trailer up there. We fill it up. Then I pull up to the big roll-off and just transfer it all into their dumpster, and they haul it off for us and we never see it again. So it is great. It's great that other people are helping out with that and donating their time and their material to help us out.
So on the Facebook page D-14 Zone, you have this listed as an event, right? So people can get a hold of you through that. I think that's how I got a hold of you. Yeah.
Yes. Another company that helped us out besides Burtech was the Home Depot in Redlands. They donated hundreds of bags, rakes, and like the trash pickup things, so that we would have more success with cleaning. So I just kind of wanted to mention them, and I hope we have a really good turnout this time around.
So what should they bring? Obviously, you're going to need to bring some gloves because there's crud in there and sharp glass and stuff. So gloves, flat nose shovel, rake, lawn rake.
I'll have waters and stuff up there, but it would be probably smart to bring some too, because I don't know how many people are going to
bring your own. Be self-prepared, folks. Bring your own water, your own snacks, whatever. Take care of yourself on that. But as far as the tools you're going to need, flat nose shovel, snow shovel would be good. If you have a snow shovel, bring it. Not for snow, but when we rake up all those shotgun shells, it's a nice big scoop, right?
Right. Another thing that works really well is one of those job site magnets that has wheels on it that you roll over. It just picks up shotgun shells like crazy, and you're not getting all the, vegetation. So that's also nice too. I was the only one that had one of those, and it worked out really well the last time. So
they also have, if you are a shooter who reloads, you probably have one of those springy little they pick up shells. I don't know. I see them at the ranges all the time, but it looks like a little whisker, almost like a kitchen whisker on the end of a pole, and you roll that over and it picks up all your casings right off the ground. Just has a weird way it does it. But that's a good thing to bring if you have one of those flat nose shovels, a pooper scooper, right? It's got the little flat box and a little small rake. I mean, you don't want to be bending over all day long picking stuff up off the ground. So these are things that you could bring. Bring your own box of black trash bags, because you can never have enough of those. So, do that and then pick a zone. Okay, I'm going to be in this turnout and I'm going to be here till this turnout's done. Don't just drive around, pick up 10 things from everyone, but, pick a zone, be responsible for it. And, it'll be a great thing. And I'd love to see some pictures when you guys are done.
Yeah. That kind of stinks, because when we do make a difference, we put a dent in it, but there's no way that we can get it all. There's just so much little stuff, and it's still kind of ugly, but it's not nearly as ugly when we leave,
Mm-hmm.
So we do difference up there, and I just hope we have a good turnout again this time also.
All right. And folks, that's going to be January 22nd, 8 a.m. Do you have some flyers for your stuff?
I don't have any physical flyers. I just, I posted on Facebook.
Hey, if anybody out there can create some flyers for us, we'll get them posted at Turner's and at Bullseye Sports, and get them out there so people can get involved, because it's important as a Second Amendment community that we support this. If you want the ability to go and shoot and hunt in the local mountains, we need to be policing our own, right? It's self-control, number one, and number two is just educate people. It's like, it's really not a good idea to bring all your beer bottles up here and blast the hell out of them and leave broken glass. Like, I understand your mom dropped you on your head multiple times when you were a baby, but if you don't want to get dropped on your head again, don't do this.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, we have to care, because there are others out there that don't. But you know what? D-14 is a great area to hunt. Again, we talked about how to get tags, talked about some of the area. And, here's the other thing about D-14. If you hunt the front side, number one, go get a map of where you're allowed to hunt and use firearms. Okay. The county sheriff's department has those. I think I've seen them at Bullseye Sports, not Bullseye. I think I've seen them at Evolution Sports. I think Taylor Salverson has had them there. It's important to know where you can go and what you can do. So get that official map. You've got unbelievable terrain to hunt in. On the front side, you've got grassy foothills, chaparral. You've got over by Silverwood, you've got oaks. You've got kind of a high desert pinyon feel. Whitewater, you've got the high desert, or actually more like a low desert, like something out of Sonora type hunting. If you want to hunt the alpines, you can go up around San Gorgonio. The north side off of Holcomb is just like a racetrack during deer season, because there's too many nice big roads up there. But there's a lot of nice animals. I mean, if you're off and away from people, there's a good chance you find out something. If you want to hike in and hunt, we have some great territory, some beautiful, beautiful country. And then you're going to need to learn how to bone stuff out, but that's a whole nother show. So but unbelievable terrain, anything from 11,000 feet to 2,000 feet elevation, from dark forest to open desert, and all of them hold deer, and all of them have a different hunting opportunity for you. And anyway, so when you're out there this summer and you are scouting for deer and shooting coyotes, just realize you're doing a good thing. It's a good thing. George, I want to thank you for being on my show. Again, January 22nd, folks, 8 a.m. at the turnout on Highway 330, 1N09. Be there or be square, and enjoy the Cowboy Fast Draw. Let me know how that works for you. All right.
So much.
Happy New Year, and thank you for what you do.
Yes, please like and share when you see the posts for the cleanup, so we can get as many people up there as we can.
All right. God bless.
Guys, thank you so much.